Hello, welcome back. I'm Richard Painter. Today we've got a Golf that somebody's put a sill on ages ago by the looks of it, and then they've kind of put it over the old sill, so the doors didn't fit, wing didn't fit, and it's completely rotten underneath. So I'll show you quickly and I'll just explain what we're going to do. Right, as you can see, it's not very good. I've just cut it open just to expose it to find out what they've done. It'll make more sense when the camera gets a bit closer in a minute. But basically, we've got a new sill. So we've got to cut that one off, fit this one on, and I'll show you basically how we're going to do that, whether we use all the sill or not. And see what's left. So let's crack on. Right, it is the next day now. I just got carried away cutting it out, to be honest, so I was absolutely covered in crap. So once I'd done that, it was 5:30ish, so I thought, I'm going home. So basically I've cut all the bottom out, as you can see. And I've cleaned up underneath. So now what we're going to do is cut this top piece off and start offering up the new one. Now I am going to try put it on the tripod. I still can't figure out the time-lapse things on these GoPros. I don't know if I've got a setting wrong or something. It just doesn't do a time-lapse for some reason. But yeah, I'll just keep cutting in and out or something like that, and then I'll try and figure out the settings another day. But basically we've got a new sill there. As you can hear, the kettle's boiling. Oh, so I'll have a coffee, get cleaned up, and then carry on again. I'm back in a moment. Right, I've literally just remembered, I do apologise for people that were following that. I think last time I'd either just started welding it in. I think I just started welding it in, but basically now it's all painted now, forgot. So basically what we've done is welded that in a bodywork tip. Because of how them sills fit, they're not particularly great, but it is a cheaper option for some people. Otherwise you're buying a genuine one, which to be fair is far better, just hell of a lot more money as well. And because somebody had already put a sill on this in the past, as you've seen, you just had to make up the difference between the gaps. It was a bloody terrible thing. So it's turned into a bit of a job, unfortunately, dragged on for a day or two. We've had loads of other stuff on the go, and I've just completely forgot, so I just wanted, why I remembered, I've just literally finished painting it, and before I put it on bake, just to show you, yeah, even my blow-ins, I've just pulled my blow-ins back. So basically I'm going to bake that now. Then I've got a transporter to put into primer. I'm going to keep trying to carry on with this video. I do apologise for the people that were watching. Just had to get on. Completely forgot. Yeah, so I've lost myself now. Put this on bake, and then we'll get on with the next one. I will try and carry on with these videos. Right, I'm back in a moment. Right, well, welcome back. I found it already said. Just touching base with the Defender. Can't remember where we were last time, but yeah. So basically, front end's on. Screen's back on now, everything's back from powder coat, so the roof rack's going on, which is nice. The roof's back on as well, which was absolutely charming to do if anybody's interested, and anybody that's done one, you'll know what I mean. So you can see that's all painted now, looking fresh. We've got brand new rubbers and polished glass back in there, so it's looking all fresh again. Roof rack. We're waiting on the rubber trim for these. I'm trying to think the last time you saw it, because I haven't had my camera out for ages, and I'm trying to keep it in my pocket for the next few days so I can basically get caught up with all the projects that are on the go. So basically we've got some windows back in, we've got some lights back in, we're waiting on some plinths. Usual silly little things. The rear light's rotten. There you can see that in there. It isn't going to work, so we've got a new one. The plinth itself was all knackered and horrible, so I find that quite horrendous, to be honest with you. They were 40 quid. So I basically sanded, primed and 2K satin blacked the old one, and now it looks like brand new again. We were already satin black some other bits and pieces, so it made sense just to do it and save the customer 40 quid really. But I mean, I've still got to charge for my bit, but because I was doing a load of other stuff for the same customer, it added next to nothing to the job, so it just made sense to do that. These are cracked, these plinths. We've got 2 new ones of them, new number plates, that type of thing. You see it's all back together now. These are new, and the tub bolts are in the corner there are also new, because the original ones were completely rotted out, which is bad news really. I'll show you. This is an old one, and that was probably one of the good ones because it's still together. Completely rotted out, right mess. So as regards this video, hopefully this video will just carry on, assuming I've been organised enough and kept this separate and not forgotten. Next week for me it'll carry on. We're going to try and paint the bonnet, the grille, the back door, the 2 front wings, and then we're going to fit all that and all the associated stuff with that. So I'm not painting, because it's a single solid colour, I can paint stuff as and when I need it. I'm not going to paint that stuff and have it sat around the workshop for somebody to bump into it, or somebody to walk past with a screwdriver in the pocket hanging out or something like that. I'm not doing that. So yes, it has happened before, which is why I'm not doing it. So basically when we're just about ready, a day or 2 ready, we'll grab all that stuff, we'll get it all painted, and then that'll keep the guy that's building this back up, that'll keep him busy for possibly another part-time hours, possibly another week, and then we'll start looking at finishing off the inside. There's a little bit of wiring to figure out and sort out, and then we've just basically got the 4 doors. Then you see, we'll get all them painted at once, get them all hung, and then that'll basically be the end of it. But we don't really want to be fitting doors and then in and out of here all the time, because they're in your way, you're bashing them against stuff, and it's the last job. We do have a bit of wiring issue with the fog lights. I think the controller's knackered, to be honest with you. It's only triggering one side. We've swapped everything over and everything works, it's just for some reason it's only triggering one side, so we need to trace that back, find out what's going on with that. The front door pin switches, if people that have watched the original video will know that front was completely rotted out. We've got brand new check straps, brand new door pin switches, we'll get there in the end, new rubbers, that type of thing, because it was all see, it's all in there, it's all fresh. The whole lot was completely hammered, looked a complete mess, and we're not going to fit crappy mess stuff back on, because that's not what we're doing, and that's not what the customer wants either. So we are changing the rear belts. They have gone all rusty at the bottom. They're not rotted through or anything like that, but because of the extent that we are going with this job, customers requested they're changed. So the front ones are fine, but we're going to change the back pair. We haven't got the big box back in yet, or the rear seats in yet. The rear seats will be one of the last things, just in case we need access underneath this floor, because we're changing that body mount. But we're waiting on the ramp being free and about 25 other things aligning before we do that. Wheels will be coming off very shortly. Then going to powder coaters. Same as the other one, so everything's going to be fresh. That's the snorkel kit under there. For people that don't use these, by the way, they're about 20, just over £2 each. They're 6 foot by 1.5 foot. Removals blankets, that's all they are. Amazon, not sponsored. But we've wrapped all that powder coat up. You can see a pile of it down there, pile of it down here. And when you're building stuff back up, they're amazing. And when they get all like really skanky and you don't want to use them anymore, you can either wash them or just throw them in the bin. They're only a couple of quid each. We've only actually found them this year, and I'm like, where have they been all my life? So we'll definitely be using them from now on. Right, so that's this anyway, I'm waffling, and we'll come back to this when we've got a bit more progress.